We're gonna make a little video on how to make deer jerky from ground venison. We're gonna show you how to grind up the venison to make it the best meat quality, and how to season it, how to use a jerky gun and put it in the dehydrator. So step one is getting the meat all clean. So if you're processing your own deer, prior to putting it in the sink, you want to try and get as much of the white or silver skin off of it as possible. So I'm kind of over here cleaning up a little bit of this silver skin. You want to get all this stuff off as possible so it doesn't gum up your grinder. And then Olivia is helping me. She's just putting it in the grinder and it's coming out here, and eventually we're gonna mix our seasoning with it and make it into jerky. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. Small pieces in, that way it doesn't get stuck. Here's what we've already done. When you're processing it, it's good to cut it into smaller pieces if possible. Sometimes you gotta barely push the meat down in there to get it going. There it goes. The best part of the deer to use is the rump roast, or something that doesn't have a lot of the sinew or silver skin. But you can cut a lot of the meat off the neck even. Anywhere you can get good chunks of meat without too much silver skin. The biggest thing is just to cut that off of there. And then, as you can see, it goes through the processor a lot easier. So this is an example of a piece with some silver skin on it. It takes a little bit extra time whenever you are processing the deer, but I spent about an hour extra at the table as I was deboning the meat from the actual deer and cutting as much of the fat and ickiness as I can to get it ready for the bag. But every once in a while you'll have a piece like this and you just almost fillet it like a fish. I just kind of cut down. I just cut it off of that silver skin, and it really makes it to where when it goes through the grinder it doesn't gum it up and get it all icky, and you can use a lot more meat this way. Especially not everybody has a big huge commercial grinder, and even this stuff would get gummed up in the commercial grinder. So just kind of fillet it off of that white piece right there and put the white piece over there, and then eventually you're just left with good meat, and that's really good for the jerky meat right there, whenever you're grinding it up the way we are. There you go, you kind of took a piece of meat that a lot of people might normally throw away or not use, and you made it to where you can put it in the grinder and just get a little extra in there. It's fine. Sometimes there's some pieces like in the calf and stuff, I don't really use a whole ton of that meat, but you can get some big chunks off the deer, and you have to do a little extra work to get the meat off, but it's worth it because you get more ground meat for the jerky.
And just like we did, you can put some bread in the grinder to push out the rest of the meat that is left in there, and it won't come out.
All right, so now we're gonna measure it out. I usually do about 4 pounds at a time. You can get any seasoning that you like, but I like this High Mountain stuff. We're gonna do a little hickory blend. We got some mandarin teriyaki too. We're gonna start out with this hickory blend. It's really simple. It comes with some seasoning and some cure. So you just read the directions for how much you put in there, and I think it gives you the recipe for 1, 2, and 3, and up to 4 pounds. So we're gonna go down to mixing chart for ground meat, which is what we did. It says 4 pounds, 3 tablespoons, and 1 teaspoon of the seasoning, and then 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of the cure. So we have a separate bowl here. Got a scale. So I'm just gonna put this on the scale, zero it out, and then put 4 pounds of meat in. The grinder I've had for probably 12 years. You can buy them pretty inexpensive, and the kids eat it up. It's a really good snack for Thanksgiving, and it's really easy to do. People are really gonna love it. So here I'll show you, after we put the right amount of seasoning in, how we mix it, what to do. At least in our family, everybody gets together on Thanksgiving, and I'm not that great of a cook, so you're gonna make people busy. You gotta work on the videography skills. So I just my wife will bring something, but I always contribute jerky. And then 1 teaspoon of the seasoning. And then we got this cure. You can't forget the cure. That's what makes the jerky. So 2 teaspoons of this.
What does the cure do? 2
tablespoons. The cure just kind of helps dry it out and kills the bacteria in it.
And the seasoning gives it the taste.
The flavor. All right, so now we got all that in there, and then we can't forget the water. It said 1/4 cup of ice water per pound of meat, so we got 4 pounds. We're gonna use 1 cup of water. This is pretty cold out of the fridge. That'll do. And now the fun part. We're gonna mix it all together. Take my watch off. This is where the kids can really help. Mix it all together. Olivia usually likes doing this for me too. But she can do the next batch. Yummy. Gotta mix it all together. And then you want it to sit in the fridge, and the instructions will tell you all this, but I usually do this and I let it sit in the fridge for about 4 hours. And then we have a jerky gun. Again, I've had one for
a long time.
I don't even
He loves to
know
hunt.
how much meat has gone through there, but it makes it really easy. You just put this meat in the jerky gun, and squirt it out of a tube, kind of like caulk, and you put it in a dehydrator. So you can buy everything you need. I bought the dehydrator, and it came with the jerky gun, and then the meat grinder. You could probably spend, I don't know, a few $100 or less, I would imagine. Haven't bought them for a while, but they're pretty inexpensive. Maybe $400 now.
The reason we have all of this meat is because he loves to hunt and never takes me.
You're 8 years old, and I will take you next season. We already talked about this.
I know, but I know how to use a bow and arrow.
Next, we'll show you how to put it in the dehydrator once it's all ready to go. All right, we have taken the jerky out of the fridge. It's been sitting for
4 hours, maybe more, a little more.
Over 4 hours.
Yep.
Nice and cured. So this is the jerky gun. So I'm just taking this gun and I just shove it in the meat and load it.
It takes a shorter time to get it all in, except so you don't have to take it and shove it in there. It takes less time.
And then
At the top.
there's a couple nozzles. I like the one that has a wider, it gives a wider strip. There's another one that does like 2 skinny ones. You load it just like a cock gun, and then take the trays. I start at the bottom.
Doesn't that one come off?
Yeah, that's the bottom.
Oh my gosh, this smells so good.
And then start squirting, and I turn tray as I do it. Comes out nice and smooth. That's why it's so important to get the meat, spend extra time processing it so it comes out nice and smooth and it's not all stringy and gets caught up with sinew.
It also doesn't get so chunky in the gun and goop it up.
Yeah. And I'll just put it for 4 hours. 4 hours is usually enough.
But we didn't get to do that because we were at dinner, just like you said.
If it takes more than that, then
He doesn't put
when
it
I wake up in the morning, I'll just put it on a little bit longer. But usually 4 hours is perfect in this method. It gets it nice and dehydrated, and that way when you wake up in the morning, you can have jerky for breakfast.
with breakfast, is what he always says.
Well, my kids sometimes eat jerky for breakfast.
Yeah, it's so good, that's why.
Oh yeah. This
Slime.
is gonna be
I like slime and deer jerky, but they're different kind of likes. Because you can actually eat jerky and you only get to play and smell with slime, except for the edible slime, which is really nice.
That's good. I would hope that you wouldn't eat slime. This video is way more fun than the slime video.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Watch this.
I have my own channel, and you guys, my channel is just Olivia18. Watch it, and then you'll be more satisfied with the slime.
Plug it in now. Turn it the other way.
And you can plug the plug into the timer, which
Alright, and tomorrow
we will have
we
jerky.
will be ready for jerky. There we go. Dehydrator.
Oh, it smells. Is that the? Wow. Now, is that the spicy one? Bye, guys.
Hi, guys. Hi, I'm Olivia's little brother, Hendrix. Hendrix Wilder Gleason is my whole name. And Olivia's whole name is Olivia Strong Gleason. And David's name is David Gleason.
They don't need to know our full names. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
All right, what time is it?
Jerky time.
Okay.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Olivia's channel. And we're the Gleason.
This
and
is
we're
my
the
channel.
Gleason channel. We're the Gleason channel.
All right, let's see if it's done.
We're the Gleason channel. I want to see it.
Oh, it's perfect.
I want to get a piece.
Here, eat that piece.
That's good.
Mmm.
I really like it. Dad, I really like you to shoot that deer. There's a lot of deer jerky and I like deer.